Hi, everyone. Are we ready? Yes. Okay. Call to order. Let's establish, let's do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now we're going to do roll call. Joe Cornett.
Here.
Eileen Mamo.
Here.
Brenda Benny.
Here.
Sabrina Stagnita. Here. Paul Joes is not feeling well, so he's not going to be attending the meeting. He got sick, and Joe's going to discuss what he wanted to discuss. Dick had another engagement, and then Kim is back home because of a family emergency. So we're going to do, there's no voting or anything, so we're going to do the meeting. We got a quorum anyway. So we are going to waive Robert's rules. We're going to approve the January, we're wanting to approve the January 13th, 2006 workshop meeting minutes. Anybody want to make a motion to do this?
Make a motion, we approve.
Second.
Joe?
Yes.
Sabrina, yes. Brenda?
Yes.
Eileen?
Yes.
Motion passes, or approved, minutes are approved. Okay, now we have some discussion issues. First thing I want to discuss is the insurance. There was a little issue that came up with the volunteer insurance, which I'm still working on, but I just want everybody to know that we do have volunteer insurance, and I've asked our insurance broker many times about this policy, and then at the end I started thinking what's going on with this, and I made him prove it to me. I wanted the riders. So we basically had volunteer insurance through CNA, which is our workman's comp policy, which CNA is one of the cream of the crop companies for workman's comp. So we've had a policy through there for the volunteers since at least 2017. The policy is a blanket policy for all volunteers, so it's not like if you're doing, I started thinking that maybe there was an issue, that maybe it was just for people that were doing actual work like painting or doing something totally association work, but it's a blanket policy that covers anybody who volunteers. There's somebody who has a policy that hasn't been getting approved. We put it through the right channels the first time. I don't know what happened, who the claims adjuster was. He put it through as a workman's comp thing. I don't know what he was looking at. Obviously, I think he didn't see that we also have this rider. At the moment, Damien is trying to push that through and working on it diligently. So I don't know what happened there. And then they decide with this particular claim, then they decided to put it through liability. Liability wasn't the right thing to do. At that time, I was questioning, where is our volunteer insurance? I knew it was through CNA, but I was like, oh, okay, I kind of didn't understand why we were doing it that way, but it looked like we tried it. We wanted to get this thing paid. So we went through the liability. Liability wouldn't pay because the association is not at fault here. It was not, what happened was an accident. It was not due to negligence of the association. So they didn't pay. So now we started questioning Damien again, and Holly has sent out emails, and I called him up and talked to him, and he said yes, and then he sent me the riders, which I have here. At the time of this accident that happened, we had the policy that covered 1/1/24 through the end of, through 12/31/24. And I told you this policy's been in place since 2017, and this year it's covered from 1/1/26 through the end of the year. So these policies, the policy was in place at the time. So now he's working to, and we're not gonna stop till this gets resolved. So I just wanted everyone to know in case you're worried and you think there's no, and, you know, as the person that this applies to asked me, or said to me, on candidates night, shouldn't you be telling people about the insurance? So here I am, I'm telling you about the insurance. We do have insurance, you are covered. Something happened here with this claim. It's not on our part. I don't know what happened out there. I'm not gonna blame anyone because I don't know what happens out when it's beyond our office, so. But we are working to get it resolved, and I keep making phone calls, and we've never stopped working on it. So this claim was initially put in at, towards the end of May in 2025. Is it 2025? Yeah, 2025. So we've been working on it since then. Hopefully now, I wish it happened earlier, but hopefully now I hope it gets resolved. And does anyone have any questions or comments on this? No problem. I'm sure this individual would be happy to. But you know what? We would do this for anybody. This is not something where, you know, there's no, I just don't want anybody to think that we're playing favorites or anything like that. Anybody who has a claim like this, if they wanted it to go through this, it would go through this way. I don't think this is a huge policy. It covers volunteers, but I don't, you know, it should cover, I think it should cover what she's asking for, so. All right, next topic, concrete restoration. So at the moment, we are working on phase 2 of this. We signed the contract. They have to get the permits. They're working on the permits. We are basically gathering all the costs. Now, there's a cost that was in the previous, that we didn't realize we were gonna have in the previous contract. It was the electrical. We don't have enough electrical at the buildings to sustain a lot of these pieces of equipment. They needed, Reisner, was it Reisner? Reisner needed to boost or do something with the electrical, put whips and different things so that they could use a lot of their equipment. That was something that was not in the initial thing, which we didn't realize, nobody mentioned it until we got into the project. So now that's gonna be in the cost. We're getting close to figuring things out, and if we have everything down pat, we'll discuss all that stuff at the next meeting. And like I told you before, we were gonna kick in with some of the insurance escrow. Any questions? Can you come up, please?
How much notice will we?
Over here.
This way you're on film.
Oh, yes, I definitely want to be on film. Okay, Pat Ellington, 44G. Use this one. Pat Ellington, 44G. I was just wondering how much notice, once they assign the buildings that's going to be done this summer, how much notice will we have? Because I watched what was going on in the building next to me. You're looking at like 3.5 months. Living in the building at the time would be pretty depressing. So how much kind of notice? Because I intend to go someplace else.
I think they tell us what buildings they're gonna be doing.
Yeah, we have the semi map now that I sent to the board that we reviewed it.
Okay.
And it's started in summer, during the summer months?
It's probably gonna start before the summer. Once all the permitting and everything is done, it's gonna start.
Okay, thank you.
We'll let you know.
But we will try to give you the most notice we can.
Okay.
And the building 43 was, needed a lot of work done, that more than what they predicted.
I know,
Hopefully.
And part of the delay is when they dig it out, they probably have to let it air, and then when they pour cement, that needs to cure. There's a whole bunch of steps that take time. So, I know. It's a big inconvenience, but it's important.
Hopefully these next 20 are going to be a little less. They're not the most.
Here, you got
Needed.
talking to you, Mike.
Oh,
Yeah.
did you hear me? No, I can't. I said, hopefully the next 20 buildings will take less time. The first 10 were the worst.
As
So-
we go along, the buildings, but as they have pointed out, they don't know till they open up the building how bad it's gonna be, or open up and look underneath the concrete to see. It could be worse than what they think.
That's all.
Yeah, this, Chuck Parks, 45D. I got some questions. I requested a bunch of material from the office about invoice and stuff for the existing job we just did. And I have a couple questions about it. I did actually call Elaine to tell her that I was going to have some questions. Hopefully she will have some answers for me. I wanted to just give her a heads up that I was
Okay.
going to do that. First of all, let me say that let me just ask you, what was the total price of the first 10 buildings?
We don't have a total yet. We're still working with Boston. Some of the expenses are still being invoiced and processed, so we do not have total cost.
Okay, well, I'll just give you a for sample here. On
Yeah,
12/5/25, there's a line on the bottom saying that we have spent $813,783 on the thing already, okay? What's that?
what are you actually looking at?
Change order, the form, with the bottom price.
Yeah, that's not the bottom price.
It's not a bottom price?
They do something kind of quirky with their invoicing. I think, what do they put? Everything in there? And then they because we've questioned them, it's something in their system. So you look at those prices and you think that that's what it is, but they have some kind of a running thing that they do, and I can't explain it because we've questioned them and I don't understand it. But then when the actual invoice comes out, it comes out the way it should be. So what you really need to do is add the actual invoice and don't look at that goofy number. We look at it to make sure we're not getting ripped off. But, I mean, that is not, because we keep looking to make sure that they're not using some crazy,
So this change order, giving you a price of that says the new contract sum would be this amount of money, that's not true?
yeah, that's not true.
Okay, so I asked for all the material, and I only got a request for a check that you two sign, and I wanted all those so I could see what we actually paid, but I got one in the whole packet.
We'll give you that information, probably at the next meeting. We'll have it all broke out. But right now, we still have invoices coming in that are being checked by CSM and Watson. You know,
Okay,
we have not closed out year end at this point.
all right, so we haven't got all of our final inspections or anything yet then, right? Because we
I don't know
haven't paid
about-
them. We haven't paid them. in
Holly,
full.
did we get our final, we got the final
We
inspections
have
on those
final
buildings.
inspection. I think
Yeah.
we don't have the invoices. Correct.
Okay, so this stuff that I really got doesn't mean anything.
They do some kind, they do, I
mean,
don't,
This is what I wanted, okay? This was one of the things I wanted, was check requests that both of
Okay,
you
but
have to
they're
sign.
not all paid that way.
yeah, though, when they want the money, is it when they want it last minute, or when do we do the check request?
Because they're paid out of the special account, they're not run through.
Okay,
Not all.
so they are all paid like that.
Yeah, so your document request asks for invoices, not check requests.
Well, I sort of asked for anything that had to do with our assessments. So I figure we paid it, okay, that's all right. But, yeah, I want
We'll
to
get
say.
those copies.
Yeah, you gotta be in requests, I think you need to be specific.
So when are we gonna have the bottom line for the 10 buildings we did?
We're pretty much almost there, aren't we, like?
Because, the contract was for, we had the engineer
Okay.
company come out and.
If we give you numbers, they're going to be like close but estimates.
Okay, well.
But
Or not-
The
we
original
have
contract,
not-
okay, let me talk. The original contract said 452,000, which was correct for the first 10 buildings, because I was on the board when we
Right.
went through everything. I broke it down, 10 buildings, 10 buildings. So that's a good price. But then you guys put a change order in for over 50% of the cost to raise it to $710,000.
Contingency.
That was per the
That's
CSM
Yeah.
for the
Well, that's just-
contingency.
that's just giving the
You were on the
contractor
board
open
with that.
checkbook. That's giving a contractor open checkbook, so he can go up to that $710,000 with no problem. I would love to get a contract like that, that's an open checkbook, And then who actually goes out and inspects the change orders that's being done and stuff like that? Who's doing that?
CSM,
CSM.
our engineering company.
Well, the engineer company gave us a price of 51 buildings for 1.2 million.
They didn't know what they were going to get into.
Where they had a breakdown of everything they were doing on it, okay? I looked at them, okay? And it was 1.2 million.
Before they dug in.
Well, before they put it out in the bid, but now if this is 800, if it comes out 800 something,
It's not,
well, that's 2/3 of the 1.2 million that we allowed it, was given to it by our engineer. And the engineer's inspecting it, so he's approving the change orders? They're not going by his engineer plans, they're doing more work than that?
what happens is when they open up a building and they expect, like maybe there's no rotting out rebarb and whatever's under there, I'm not an engineer, so I'm just kind of throwing it out there, and there's more damage than what they expect, yeah, you have to do a change order because you got to fix it right. We can't just stick to whatever, you don't see what's under there till you open it
Yeah, I
up.
know, I've been in the concrete business for years and years, I know about that, but what I'm saying is, you're given a contract for $452,000. Then you go ahead and approve another 55% for the
50.
contingency, which is more than half of the original contract. So you're giving this guy just an open checkbook to just go and just do what he wants to do. And I want to tell you, I live right down where they were working on, right across the U-43. Months ago, we talked to Holly about this. I sat there and I watched 3 guys, and this is all labor intense, okay? 3 guys pulling a piece of plywood with a rope with 10 buckets of concrete on it, okay? From point A all the way around here to point B, and we're paying for that labor. They don't even have a vehicle in here to move material or to move trash. Huh?
We don't pay by the hour. It doesn't matter, we pay by the job. They
How they
want-
do
Well, they're adding that, I'm telling you, they're adding that extra labor to the open checkbook, okay? That's what they're doing.
You say you've been a contractor, so
Yeah.
when you did jobs, you never estimated that you'd open that wall? My father
No, I
was
don't,
one.
never.
My
price-
dad did.
The
I
only
mean-
changes I ever made and
And-
charge extra for, if they change something on the plan, and they say, I want to move this wall to here. And if I've already done that,
So if
I
you've
charge-
opened a wall and the plumbing is all bad,
Well,
or
I've done
You're
so
gonna
many of
close
them.
it back up and
you
leave
don't
it like
change
that,
your
'cause
estimate to the job? You don't
Never change my estimate. Never
Plus,
change.
this is based on assessment. So by giving a contingency,
Get closer to the mic, Brenda.
by giving the contingency, it also based on the assessment. We couldn't come out, we didn't want to have to come out and ask for more money. We
Well, I'm
tried
saying,
to,
you added 700, you added.
plus it would go to the next job.
257,000.
Chuck?
Anything left would go to the next section,
I believe you were on the board when we approved that contract.
yes.
No, not the contract to do it, no, I was not.
You
That
were
came
for
after I-
CSM, you were that whole year.
Yeah, for
This
the
job has
engineer I
been
was,
well
yeah, for the
underway.
engineer.
It was done as a whole packet
No, no.
with the
board-
engineering
I met
costs
with
and
the
everything in
contractors
it.
At the beginning, and then after the board came up, if you looked at when the contract was signed, it was probably after March.
It was.
Yeah, okay, so I wasn't on the board then, okay?
Yeah, but you were up to that point, you
But I
brought
didn't
all
approve
of
it.
that
Because we
in.
had we discussed all that
I never
stuff then.
approved a contingency for 55% of the contracts, never. Okay, I'm moving on, thank you.
Thank you, Chuck.
And I would like to see all the figures, and We'll probably have a meeting maybe.
Put in a request for,
Put your request in and you'll get it when we have it.
okay.
I'm sorry, just a quick note on the change orders. When we got one, they always provided all the information on why the change order was needed. We had all the documentation about the additional things they found. And speaking to them, the biggest thing here is they did not realize how many layers of stucco have been placed on the catwalks and whatnot. You got 50 years buildings here, and there's been so many patches, and that's why too, with the painting, it looks a little patchy because your textures are so different. And that was the big thing they told me, is they just said, we did not realize how thick. They told me some areas had no stucco, barely even up there. Other areas it was, 5 inches thick. So those are challenges they ran into with our buildings that added to the cost as well.
Look at 29. That was the only one the railing had to be taken down, and luckily, we didn't have to replace the railing. They came up with something, Joe knows, it's his
Yeah, they did a great
building.
job there, yeah. I live at 29.
So there was a lot of extra there.
They did, it came out nice.
And
They
Christmas
did a
to
lot of
a
work there.
question.
Yes.
You said their permits were pulled. Does Martin County come and inspect everything that's being done when you get a permit? They do where I live.
CSM, I believe, is,
Handles it.
I'm not going to say
they're the
deputized,
But
cross
they're doing the
deputy.
work, so they're approving what they're doing.
Well,
There's no.
They're not doing the
No,
work.
No,
They work for us.
Yeah.
Concrete is who's doing the work.
Yes.
Yeah.
AAA.
Different companies, two
Triple-
different companies.
AAA is the cement and doing the project.
Yeah.
CSM is the engineer that brought in all the bids.
the engineer on record does all the inspections.
And he's not.
And the town,
They're overseers
does
only.
not. The town doesn't engineer, and the town does not do an inspection when you have a PE. That's the way,
That's the way they like to
all big
do it.
construction works
All
that
right,
way.
it's different up home. That's
Yeah.
all I was questioning.
Well, no, if you
When
were
you
to,
pull
no,
a
if you,
permit,
if you were gonna work on your house, you'd have a local code official would come in
Right.
and inspect.
Correct.
Not in large construction.
Okay.
They don't come in. I worked in it for 42
But
years.
see, we do stores up,
So-
we don't have a lot of
You're up
stores in
Yeah.
our
north in
town,
New
but.
York, it's
they-
different.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's
you're
the
not
part.
gonna see a
This is
local code
Florida.
official come in on this work.
Okay.
The engineer on record, he assumes all the liability and the responsibility, and the town buys off on it. They don't come in.
And that's why we wanted an engineer too. So if we
Yeah.
did the work without an,
They will do an inspection on the final inspection the county does, to
So-
make sure the work is done on their permits. They will come in and make sure it's done. The county will do that.
Okay.
And I understand that CSM comes in after different levels of the job and inspects what's been done before they move forward.
Yeah, their engineer was here at least once or twice a week, 2 or 3 times a week. He drove a little blue car. His name is Jose. Many of you saw him around this summer. He was here.
and a lot of times when you see the work stops for a while and you're wondering what is happening here, why aren't they resuming, why aren't they this, why aren't they that? It's because they're waiting for the inspection. It has to get inspected before they continue on to the next process.
Move to another building, will it?
Or move to another building. But I think as different areas get fixed, as like maybe they take down the rebar or whatever, then they have to get inspected, and the work has to get inspected before they close up the cement. So I think there's different levels of inspections and lots of inspections. Any more questions? Okay, Joe's going to discuss the water basin.
Yeah, Basin 3. If anybody's seen, it's really low. We're actually running our main pump this morning to get some water in it. The suction diffuser on our jockey pump is actually starting to stick out of the water, which will render that useless, so. Anyway, the drought situation that we're in is just forcing us to do that. So we're gonna install a new well. The well we have is 55 years old and it's had it. That, we've got 2 prices in on that. Oh, I switched over to the well.
Yeah, no.
Sorry.
Basin
Yeah,
3
yeah.
for now.
Let me stay with Basin 3.
Yeah.
To complete Basin 3, we got to do irrigation repair and the sod. Irrigation, I want to get that started hopefully in about 10 days. I found a contractor can get in here inside of 3 months because they're all busy as hell for some reason. That cost should be around $5,000. It's going to be on cost plus basis. It's impossible for us to get a hard numbers price due to the fact that our system is all over the place back there. So that ought to be about $5,000. And then I got a price from Stuart Sod of about $18,400 to sod the whole area out. It's like 33,000 feet of sod. So that'll complete the job. So any questions on that one, on the basin?
So what I
Well,
had.
right now, it looks like black sand, but it will.
So what I had said before, that's going to be paid out of, at the last meeting, I said that was going to get paid out of the infrastructure account. There was 30,000 already in there for the well. Or no, the basin. No, we were
You
gonna,
switched
sorry,
over to
I
the
did what
basin
you
now.
did. Okay, so,
Yeah.
no well talk, now, the basin. So, we have a contingency left over of around, don't hold my feet to the fire, around $68,000. So, we are gonna vote at the next meeting to, use that money. It was meant for the contingency. We used, a little bit of it for, some spillways, you said before?
Yeah.
We used the money for some spillways that weren't in the original contract. So now we're gonna repurpose that money. We're gonna have a vote to have that money used for finishing off the pond. So there's 68,000 in there for that.
Should be around 25 to complete.
So we'll be down to around, at the end of that, we'll be down to around, we'll have 40-something thousand left in the account, which then at that point, we can repurpose for something else, like maybe go into the buildings. But for now, that's gonna be paid for with that extra contingency that wasn't spent. Okay, any questions on this? On Basin 3? Okay, next topic, the deep well project.
All right, that one.
Finally.
So our well is shot. We need a new well. The pump in the well is shot. The bottom line is new well, new VFD, complete package. I've got 2 bids in so far. One of them's Hydrodynamics. They came in at 63.6, and American Well Drilling is 57.5. And I'm told the difference is most likely Hydrodynamics is supplying us a better control setup, a more elaborate system that's supposed to be more reliable. I don't know about those things, so that is supposedly justifies the $5,000 difference. I do have another price coming in, hopefully Monday or Tuesday, from another local well driller. So we're looking at a total with electric and all, should come in around $78,000. That's going to be complete. New well, new VFD, should be good for another 25 years or so. I won't be around to, gauge that one.
My kids can worry about it.
So,
So now,
do we have any questions on that one?
so I started saying before, when I got mixed up, like Joe got mixed up, that,
Yeah.
that's gonna be paid out of the infrastructure account. It already has $30,000 from a previous assessment for the deep well that was sitting in there waiting. And, we approved the moving of some unallocated reserve interest. I forgot what it was, like 35,000 or 30. Yeah, we moved 35,000 into that account for the deep well. And with the money that's coming into infrastructure monthly with your HOAs, that's going to cover the deep well. So there's no special assessment for that.
Yeah.
Thanks. I try. We all try. Okay. Any questions? Okay, next topic, annual meeting. And I'm going to have Judy Roberts give an update on that.
Good morning, everybody. Judy Roberts, 17G. So the annual meeting, as you know, will be held on March 7th. We just last Friday had a big stuffing party. If anybody happened to walk through, we had a lot of volunteers, which I want to say thank you to. It's a lot of work to get everything coordinated, get things stuffed, and ready for distribution. All the packets, we were here for about 4.5 hours. All the packets were picked up by 5:30 Friday evening by the building representatives. And then the building representatives had the weekend to get those distributed to those in the buildings that they're responsible for. So hopefully if you heard a knock at your door, it was your building rep. They'd give you your packet if you're eligible to vote, have you sign and acknowledge that you received it, and then any of the undelivered packages were delivered back here to the office, and those are be going in the mail today, I believe. Holly, is that correct? So they'll still be going out in the mail today. We did end up having, last count was close to 70 people sign up for the e-voting. The e-voting date deadline is going to be February 15th. So if you're still interested in e-voting, there are packets hanging on the wall, just up on the landing over here in the information center. If you want to complete and fill out that e-voting form, hand it into the office, and then what you'll receive is a link, an email with a link to be able to go on and e-vote. It'll have all the same information that's in the packets. And a couple of questions that have come up is that, what if I already got a packet but I still want to e-vote? You can still e-vote, just hand the packet back in again, and we'll have double check systems in place the day of the meeting too, to make sure that we're not double counting an e-vote and a hard copy. So we've got that already anticipated, because some people were asking that question. I thought I would just answer that up front in case anyone else has that question.
And yes. I just want to add that you can go onto the website and you can watch the what is it called? Meet the candidate night. Mm-hmm. It's still on video there, because some people were saying they didn't know who was running. If you go on the website, you can watch that video. Those people that are e-voting, the YouTube channel, sorry, but you can get there from the website.
That's true.
Yes.
And the resumes are in the packet.
Or you can go on
Yes.
YouTube.
Yeah, the resumes are all in the packet that were distributed, and then for those e-voting, the resumes will be online as well. But again, I just want to thank everybody that's volunteered to help so far. I've got a team lined up for the day of the annual meeting for doing the counting and the judging and the security and all the above. So it's a learning curve for me, so thank you for everyone's patience.
And you've done a great job.
Well, I'm trying.
Any questions?
Yeah.
Yeah, Chuck Parks, 45D. I just want to make a comment about the voting. I've had a lot of people talk to me about it, and there's 3 openings for the board, and people think they have to vote for 3 people. Well, they don't. They can vote for 1, 2, 3, or 0. So you just don't have to throw somebody's name in just to vote for 3 people. So I've had 2 people ask me that. I said, no, you don't have to vote for all 3. You can vote for as many as you want to vote for. I just wanted to clear that up.
No more than 3.
No more than 3. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Anybody else? Okay. Next topic is the surveillance system. So we're getting big, and every now and then we have issues with like people coming in and spending the night here, using the facilities that shouldn't be here. So we're finding that we need a more adequate security system or surveillance system. So we started looking into it. It's very new, but the surveillance system that the first person we spoke to, which I found impressive, basically outlined a system that covers just about all the areas, covers in here, outside, the doors, covers the workshop, covers the maintenance shed, covers the deep well. There's like a little building that covers the electrical and stuff at the deep well site. At the yacht club, it would have, and the guard shack up in front, it would kind of have a system that covers all the different areas. In addition, this individual we spoke to, this vendor, also said that we could do this in stages. I don't know what the prices would be, or so if it was something we felt like we couldn't do all at once, we would do, maybe we could like maybe do the most important parts first. Let's say, for example, we do the clubhouse and the yacht club and the gate maybe, and then the next year we could add something else, and then we have to see what the numbers are. But and then also they discussed something like changing the door system to, which would be down the road to key fobs, which would increase security, because when somebody leaves and they have their key, we could just take away get rid of the number or whatever it is, because it's computerized, and then that we don't have to worry about that person passing on the key and letting other people, whoever, in. So there's so many different things, and they're in levels. So I'm just letting you know that this is something we're looking into. So, any questions? Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Any oh, what?
I have something to say before you adjourn.
Yeah, I was going to adjourn.
Okay.
If anybody has comments on anything else, and there's something I'm going to read too. But anybody have any comments, questions? Come on.
Pat Allington, 44G. Have we collected all of the assessments?
We are working on it. We have taken the next step of trying to collect. We've sent them letters. We've the ones that were way behind
Have gone to the attorney.
have gone to the attorney.
Do we have maintenance fees delinquent?
Yes, and we've taken the next step. Some people have already gotten their hot wires shut off. They're not allowed to vote. If you're over 1,000 and you've been delinquent, you're more than 90 days, no voting, no cable, no amenities, no golf.
Okay, if and when the next assessment comes up, will all the delinquents be put into our assessments?
I don't
You know what I'm
believe
saying?
so. Yeah,
Added
we're
in,
not,
yeah.
no, because I think we'll be able to cover everything with what we have. No, just like I said, there's no assessments for the, for all these other things we were just talking about, the deep well and the pond.
Okay, that's great. It's just, you know, if we have another assessment, you know, if someone's delinquent, then that's just adding fuel to the fire, you know what I mean? Okay, thank you.
Do you have something to say about? No, we're not, no, that's not getting, it's not gonna be an add-on.
I just wanted to say two quick things. A lot of vehicles I've noticed are backing in, and trucks are parking where they shouldn't be. Trucks need to be parked back here. You should not back your vehicles in. It's getting warmer out, so I'll be walking around at night with my little clipboard, giving out tickets. The other thing, I think, Joe, we had an issue in another building with the hot water heater controller being touched, and you are not supposed to touch your hot water controllers.
Water heater wars. So, some like it hot, some don't. And there's 10 people in a building, so there's probably 10 different opinions on what the water heater should be set at. 120 to 125 is normal residential water for a water heater. I went and checked it the other day, it was like 178, and the heater was turned all the way up. So I keep turning it down, and I go back the next day, and somebody cranked it up again, you know, so, you know, there's several people in the building that are complaining they're getting burned by their water. They try to do their dishes. What's that? Yeah, it'll scald you, yeah.
And we can't put cages on them.
So we're not allowed, you can't by law, you can't lock the control valve on the heater out. We can't put a gate up to stop anybody from getting back there because it's more than just a water heater. There's a little recirculation pump that's back there, and the main shutoff for the building is there. So in the event of an emergency, someone has a major leak in their unit, you got to be able to get back to that valve and shut the unit off, and that's behind a water heater. So there isn't anything we could really do other than, you know, stop turning them up. So I keep turning it down and it keeps going back up, and you know, can't make everybody love each other, you know. I don't know what to say there, you know.
Can you take the dial off?
You can't. No, it's a safety item.
We're
Well,
talking about
that's-
that.
Surveillance,
That's,
but more stuff we
That would
add,
be
the more money too.
51 more cameras we would
Yeah,
have to buy.
and we need to get internet for all the buildings, so it would be,
is there a
If you know
spot on that
someone.
controller that they should be on, or does it vary according to?
Well, all the new, we have a couple different brands of water heaters, so there's different settings. Some say warm, hot, hotter, very hot. Some say ABCD, very hot. You know, the newer heaters that are ABCD, usually the right setting is letter A or letter B. That usually gets us in the 120 to 125 range. You know, but it's just every day it can just keep going back and turning it down, and, you know, maybe, I'm thinking maybe try to assemble everybody with the building rep and say, look, you know, everybody's got to agree on where this wants to be. Maybe that's the right, I don't know. I don't know what the right approach is. So, anyway, enough
Shouldn't be
said.
touching them, period.
What's that?
They shouldn't be touching them at all.
No, they shouldn't be touching the heaters, but, you know, it happens. Well, there isn't anything we can do to lock that out because it's a safety item. Yeah, if someone needs to get at it in a hurry to shut it off, there's a malfunction,
oh.
you got to be able to shut the heater off.
And then if you have the water, like he said, if there's somebody's apartment is leaking into everybody's apartment, you got a lock there,
Well-
you got to wait to unlock it, you're probably flooding out the whole place, so.
Yeah, there isn't any solution that's, you know, that's doable there, other than not touching it.
Yeah, one more thing, it's not about how are you. When we were talking to the contractors at one time, Joe, you might remember this, weren't they gonna try to get into the panel box in the laundry room and put a 220 outlet on there so they could have power to do their job? Wasn't that talked about one time?
That was before my time here.
Okay.
I was not involved with any of that.
Well,
But,
I
but,
sort
you
of
know-
remember that the contractors were saying about the power, they need 220.
Yeah,
And they were talking about in the laundry rooms, there's a panel box where it could actually add a circuit breaker and put a 220 plug in there for them to use our power.
Well-
Did anybody ever looked into that?
well, the thing is, Chuck,
I
they're
don't
not-
ever remember
it's-
that.
It's not just a breaker, they install a whip to run their gear. You know, they install a whip, they actually go across the bus, you know, and you know.
Well, I know they talked about doing that one
If
time. I
we-
didn't know it was, you know.
Well,
To
the
save
elec-
money, I was
That would
thinking
not, I don't think that would save us anything anyway, honestly, to install a 220 circuit. We'd have to have the electrician do that.
Yeah.
I think that would actually cost more than
I know
just
it was brought
a
up. I just didn't know
temporary,
how that went.
it's
That's
just a temporary whip they put across the bus.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right, thank you.
Yep.
Holly, can you answer, like, do you have any additional to? Okay. You answered it, okay. Anyone, are you
I
guys
have
done
just
talk?
an
Okay.
announcement. Thursday night at 6 p.m. is Dancing Under the Stars. All the cars on the end of the parking lot by the bocce court needs to be moved after 11 a.m. so they have the space for the dance. Also, next Thursday night is comedy night. It's been sold out. Please carpool or walk over. Don't park in the fire lanes. Doors open at 6 and the show starts at 7. And one other thing, please vote. Please get out and vote. You have some proxies that need to be answered one way or another, and we need so many votes to be able to pass it. You have some nice candidates running. Please vote. That's all. Thank you.
I have, somebody left us a note earlier today, was it? Okay, so I will read it. It has to do with having the county inspector coming in, similar to what Ann Christmas was asking about. It says, "We, the people of Monterey, would appreciate a second opinion on the catwalks by Martin County building inspectors. Regardless if contracts are signed, we want this opinion. If there is any contradicting solution to this work, then we will address this upon inspection. We are not impressed with CSM's," I don't know what that word is, "some final inspection and responses to final punch list." And that's that
Is it
message.
signed?
No,
No signature?
no
No.
signature.
But we the people?
I don't know who "we the people" is.
When someone asks a question, they should sign.
I put it in there as an owner comment, pretty much, not as like a letter. Because this person, I believe, wanted to come to the meeting and was unable to, so I am reading his comment as an owner's comment. Anything else? Yes, this is an anonymous owner, or do I say the name? It was Dave Brown is the owner that made this list. Wrote this, "We the People."
I thought maybe it was a petition or some kind.
No, not a petition.
That we know of.
All I know is that Martin County uses CSM as its representative to do inspections.
Great.
So, any other comments before we adjourn? Going, gone. Meeting adjourned.